At Apollo, safety is a value, not a priority. We are committed to embracing an injury-free workplace. This video is for informative purposes only and should not be used in place of hands-on training. Make sure you've been cleared by your supervisor before using this machine. This machine especially requires extra training. Today we're just going to kind of run through the basics. I'm going to break a piece of 14 gauge angle right here, just 2x2, so I'll go through the steps on how to do that, and that'll cover the basics ideas. But as you learn more, you'll get to know the computer more and learn a lot about the machine and what needs to be done and what not needs to be done and stuff like that. First thing I do when I walk up to this now is I'm going to turn it on. So we'll kind of go over some of the steps here. To turn it on, just hit the start button, and to move the ram up and down manually, just hold the yellow button. It says ram up, that'll move it down. If I do need to lower the ram for any reason, it's kind of like a safety deal here. You got to have two hands, one hand on each side, and you just hold those buttons in and it'll lower that ram. Okay. At no point should you ever stick your hands in between the two dies. There's just a lot that can go wrong there, so we ask that you never do that at any point. The capacity for this machine is going to depend on which die you're using and what thickness of metal you're breaking up. Typically, the bottom die should be 8 times the metal thickness of the metal that you're breaking. After that, we're ready to go here, so we'll kind of run through a couple of the steps of what we did. You have your angle, or what angle you're going to break it at. The material thickness, that's how thick your metal is. Your flange dimension, the length of your piece, and I have the correct tooling in there. Once all that is set, go into stroke mode, and I hit start. Now that thing's live and ready to go, and the controls are right here at the foot pedal. So I grab my piece. Like I said, I did forget one thing. I'll ram it up. We do have this tool right here. If we do need to move those fingers for the bat gauge, it'll help. It's a good way so you don't stick your hands in there, and it actually frees them up. So this just grabs it, and then they slide pretty easy, and you lock them back in place. And we try to keep this free of any tools, so when you're done using this tool, we'll make sure we bring it back. Now, if I needed to change the dies on this project, I would go ask a buddy. If they are pretty heavy, so it does usually take 2 guys to change the dies out. So after that, I'm ready to go. Stick your metal in there nice and flat along the bottom die, and I hit that pedal. It's going to come down. It comes to that point and it slows down, and now it's ready to go. It brakes, grab my metal, 90 degrees. Remember, Apollo expects each worker to go home in the same condition as they came to work. Anything less than that, it's not acceptable. If you're unsure, stop and ask. Home healthy, home safe.